So my name is Joseph. I don't know about that other Joe guy that Jake was talking about. So I'm here to talk about what I think is an interaction explosion with introduction angst. And I think we're all in a climate where we find ourselves trying to meet people, right? Some of the reason why we came here today was to meet people to get gigs, right? We do it in the analog world, we do it in the digital world, but I don't think they're both connected. The idiom has changed. Did you miss it? In the past, prior to the Industrial Revolution, it was about what you know, right? This is why we went to school. We went to school to figure out a content, right? Some kind of thing that you know. And that shifted during the Industrial Revolution it's about who you know. We were in a situation where we were trying to move up in the world, and we thought that the more people that we could know, the more people we could invoke to give us the kinds of opportunities that we want. The reality is we don't control those opportunities, and it's more about who knows you. That transition, I think, is explicit in the mullet guy, right? I'm the mullet guy. I'm the crazy guy from Hello Viking. So I think where we're at right now is we're at an interaction explosion. We're doing it here. Look at all the people out tonight. It's 9 o'clock. It's past 9 o'clock. And we're interacting on the analog world as well as the digital world. And when that's happening, I think we're actually in an interaction revolution. So why would we call it a revolution? If it's a revolution, it has to change something. And I think that what's changing is that we're getting things from each other now that we used to get from corporations. So if that's the truth, then we now have a digital porch. Back in the day, we used to all hang out in public, in our neighborhoods. And what's happening is that we're able to now have this digital porch where this lady's live streaming from the beach. Very, very interesting. So what do people think about you? This is the introduction angst part. Well, we've got all kinds of capacity to interact. That interaction is kind of difficult when we can't find each other, so we have to become very, very interesting so that you search for me, right? Or we have to be very, very memorable. So I think we have a digital introduction failure. What happens is that when you've got little particles of your stuff all over the place, and you might link to it, right? But when you link to it, I'm always screaming for context. So when we go and search for somebody, we want to find certain things. We have a pretty good idea of what we want to find, but I don't think search is probably the solution. I may have met you tonight, and I'm going to send you to what? I might send you to my company's page, I might send you to somewhere, you might Google me, but even here, the news service is more powerful than I am. Right? And there's probably somebody in Arkansas, nothing against Arkansas, with my same name taking pictures for his uncle's handgun company with my name, right? The reality is that it's going to take about 15 minutes to sit down and figure out where you are, right? If I meet you. And my question is, why? Why do we keep doing that? Why don't we do what we hope everybody else would have done for us, for themselves, and create an optimized search page, right? We're going to go search for people. Let's give people search. So if you're able to get in a situation where you can collect all your stuff together, right, it's not about being everywhere. I mean, some of us want to do that so we can get as much as we possibly can linking back to ourselves, okay? I don't think it's about being everywhere. You don't have the time to be able to do that. But it's about being where you are and letting that be found. So it's about people finding you. This is Tony Say from Zappos. Lots of people are explaining Zappos, right? Somebody on a page that I built, right? Zappos went and found him because he had a credit card transaction that went awry, and they called him at his house, tracked him down to his house. So I think X marks the spot. Get all your stuff in one place, and then share that place with other people. Frankly, you can do it with whatever you want. Do it with your blog. Do it with your standard HTML page. This isn't that hard to do. But the thinking behind it is that if you collect all your stuff in one place, you're going to be able to make better digital introductions in this interaction explosion, maybe interaction revolution, we'll see. Then you can mitigate your introduction angst, because right now as you meet people, you don't know if you're spending your time well, right? There might be somebody more interesting, or you don't know if you're making the best impression you possibly can, that somebody's going to go through the 15 minutes to go and try to search for you. So capture your interaction revolution opportunity. create a link to rule all your links. And I think you'll be better off for it. Thank you.